Hi guys. Today is what is it? It is Sunday, September 14th, 2025. It's almost 5 p.m. But I did not have time to play with my makeup at all today before work or anything because one of my kids took the cap off of my laundry soap and then spilled it all over my laundry room floor this morning before I went to work. I had to deal with all of that, and oh my goodness, that was no fun. It took me like a good half an hour to get it all cleaned up. I had to like move stuff and still couldn't get all of it from underneath my washing machine. And then all the towels I used to clean it up, of course I had to wash those, and I'm still working on that because I had to rinse them out like a lot. It's crazy. Plus, even though I have hampers, the kids tend to throw their laundry on the floor anyway. And so all of that clothes that was on the floor needed to be washed with extra rinses, and then it was supposed to get done while I was at work. My husband was supposed to work on it, but he didn't. He kind of forgot. So I'm still working on it. A little bit frustrating coming home to that, hoping it would be done by the time I got done from work, and it wasn't. But I got that. I'm working on that. Yesterday was a busy day. We took everything off of our deck on the one side so we can, we even had to empty out our shed because we have a shed on the deck, like one of those portable sheds, so we could repair and seal the deck. Rob got it all repaired yesterday. We had four and a half of the boards that make up our deck. Our deck spans the entire length of our house, and we've had it there for 12 years. And a couple of the boards had started to get mushy, so we needed to fix that. And basically, me and the kids moved everything, and he fixed the wood. And then it rained, so we couldn't get any further. But he did get it sealed today, which is great. And then it has to be, basically it takes 2 days for it to dry, and then I gotta move everything back so we can do the other side of the deck. When I was going through the stuff in the shed, because I had to move everything, I found bins and bins of glass jars from when I was obsessed with canning. So back in, I think I started canning the same year that I started gardening. And that was a thing I never really liked doing because it always freaked me out. The pressure canner freaked me out. I was always scared of getting it wrong, and I was like, what if I get it wrong and everybody gets botulism? So then I became afraid to eat the stuff that I canned after it had been in the jars for a while. But I continued trying to learn how to can things for a few years. Let's see. What colors do I want to do today? Anyway, so I kept canning the stuff from the garden until, was it, I think 2022 or 2021, when I got a a freeze dryer. Yeah, deep fryer, freeze dryer, same thing, right? And then I would freeze dry stuff, But one year, oh, that's too flaky though. It's not gonna work the way I wanted it to. Okay, I guess I'm not using that color after all. So one year, the stuff that I had canned, it got too hot in the house, and it popped the tops on everything. And I basically had to toss everything out. And I got so frustrated with it that I'm like, I'm not doing that again. So I haven't done any canning ever since. And I put all the jars in bins and put them in the shed and sort of forgot about them. So I got all these glass jars and I don't know what to do with them. The smaller ones, like the pint-sized ones, we'll just use as cups. Which is like, I was doing that anyway, I just didn't realize I had so many of them still. And then the bigger ones I gave to Ronan for his sourdough starters. He's like, Mom, I don't need this many jars. And I'm like, I know, but I have all these jars. I have a ridiculous amount of jars. See, I tend to never do anything small. I always, when I do something, I overdo it. And Rob does too, to an extent. Yesterday, Rob wanted to make dirt cake. Tilk's birthday is on Tuesday. And, Tilk never could eat by mouth. So we always made really soft foods on his birthday, and he would sometimes try them. Puddings and whipped cream. So he's like, I'm gonna make dirt cake in Tilk's honor. This is the second birthday that he hasn't been alive for. And we all took time off of work for Tuesday, but Rob is dairy intolerant, so he wanted to do dirt cake, not on a day when he has to go back to work the next day. So he's got a few days off. So we did the dirt cake, and he made so much of it, way too much. He ended up filling, like, this was after he made pint-sized jars for each of the kids. He also ended up filling 2 ice cream buckets and several smaller, like, whipped cream containers. It was kind of hilarious. I have a ridiculous amount of dirt cake right now. I don't know if you can hear the kids. They're all playing Minecraft together. Oh, yesterday the kids were up late. They don't usually stay up that late, but they were having a dance party with the kids in my room. But what was funny about it was the music they were dancing to was the ABC songs. So there's a channel called Have Fun Teaching, and I've always used that as like a homeschooling curriculum thing. Like I use that in my homeschooling, and so the kids grew up rocking out to these songs, right? And now the little kids, of course, listen to them every day, and even long after my kids have learned to read, they still enjoy these songs. And so they're having a dance party. Like, all of the kids except for Dylan, because he was at work, were in my room rocking out to the ABCs. It was hilarious. I recorded them a little bit, and it was a lot of fun. So we ended up dancing to the ABCs until like 11 o'clock at night. Honestly, it's been so great having my grown boys back home. All the kids are just happier. They're all happier together. And I love that. I wish we could have Tilt back, you know? Obviously, he can't come back from the dead. Wish he could. She miss him like crazy. I haven't worked out today either. The cramps were kicking my butt this morning. Ugh. Let me tell you what. You know, of the women on my mom's side of the family, I'm the only one that hasn't had a hysterectomy by my age. Well, my sisters haven't either, but one of them is, they're younger than me, and one of my sisters is trying to get a hysterectomy. Because, like, we get really bad periods, you guys. However, I've just always just kind of powered through it, I guess. It sucks. It's miserable. It'll, like, the cramps get so bad. On Saturday, Rob and I went out. Went to the bigger city that's about an hour from here. And we went, we had to get some stuff for the deck. And we went and got, we went to, there was a ramen and sushi place. It was so cute. They had these little robots that brought the food out. And, the food was pretty good. The ramen was kind of meh. Like, I love fancy ramen. I don't typically like regular ramen, like the instant stuff. The kids eat it a lot. I don't. And I would say that the ramen I had a few months ago when we were visiting a friend was much better. But the sushi was pretty good, and the takoyaki was really good. I love takoyaki. If you would have told younger me that I would love eating octopus, I'd have thought you were crazy. Because that sounds insane, right? It's actually really good. Too much of that. Here. Oh, I think they're moving the shed back. What they're doing? That's all that noise. Moving the shed back to its regular spot on the deck, it looks like, or they're just moving it back further. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna do some wigs. I'm gonna start out with this one, and then I'm gonna play with some other ones I haven't played with in a while. Let me brush this. This is one of my favorite wigs. Just love the color. I thought about doing my hair this color. The only problem is the black that I have fades to green, and I don't think it would fade very well with red and green. It would just look Christmassy. There you go. See you soon.